I am the controller! Hi, I'm Toasted Bread and I'm facing an identity crisis. In 2006, Nintendo told me I was the controller. Nintendo Wii was quite the time, wasn't it? In September of 2006, Nintendo unveiled the next way to game. You. Using 3 accelerometers, the Wii remote was able to track motion, meaning games were now motion controlled. Swinging the remote like a tennis racket, and boom, there goes your TV.
Oh, jeez. And there goes the tennis racket.
Oh, I just love motion controls. This now music appeal to normal people. You know, the ones who want to play video games, but don't. The ones who don't sit in front of a screen for 12 hours straight. Now, the Wii brings back some childhood memories. Most of these memories came from the amazing library of shovelware that this bad boy has, but when Nintendo came down, they came down hard, and they did not disappoint. Sometimes. The release year of 2006 was one of the biggest years Nintendo has ever had. Virgins were lining up at every store to purchase the console at launch. So when they opened the box after having to run over several people, what did they see? A console, adapter, remote, nunchuck, and a game called Wii Sports. One of the most revolutionary games of all time. The game contained 5 sports to play in the most incorrect ways possible. Tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing. Now all of these are fun in games, but baseball? Whoever designed this deserves a special place in hell. Like, why do you wait to see if you got a single, double, or triple, instead of just running the bases like in baseball? Bowling was a dad sport. Golf was the one that no one played, because it's golf. And boxing. Now boxing was my sport. Just the way they fell on the knockout too. Felt so satisfying when you just beat the living out of them. But there was more than just these 5 sports. There was also training and fitness. Training had a bunch of mini-games for each sport, and fitness were 3 of those mini-games for different sports in a daily fitness routine. Overall, Wii Sports bring back memories of plenty, and went to be the 4th place best sold game of all time, with 82 million copies sold, alongside the Wii. In 2006 was also The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Now this was meant to be a GameCube game, but oops, this game's release date lines up perfectly with our next console. It's fine, let's prioritize the Wii version, do something funny with the GameCube version. The Wii versions and GameCube versions are flipped. Everything from Link's hand to the areas you explore are flipped a whole 180. But this stupid change didn't make Twilight Princess from becoming an amazing game and selling 8.5 million copies, making it the 5th best-selling Zelda game of all time. Well, how about the other game with Wii in it? The Wii game I can play. Wii Play existed and everyone accepted it until they started using it as a paperweight. A little mini-game collection including shooting range, find me, ping pong, pose me, air hockey, billiards, fishing, charge, and tanks. Rather than being more motion controlled based, this one used the Wii Remote's heat sensor and pointer to control the games. Shooting range, murder for kids. Old duck hunt type game, but with more levels. Yeah, there is a clay pigeon section, but I'm more of a duck killer. Find me, where's Waldo, but worse. Ping pong, a simple rally with a stupid AI. Pose me, just twist a bit. Air hockey, swing. Billiards. Yeah, billiards. And that's all I'm gonna go for with this trash game. 1 year into the Wii's lifespan, and great games have already been released, such as Super Paper Mario, Mario Strikers Charge, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. But one game is clear, and it was destined to be remembered forever. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Just kidding, it's Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy was released on November 1st of 2007 to grand open arms. This game was absolutely amazing with its different mechanics. Mario could jump all over the place with huge jumps between galaxies and galaxies. Mario Galaxy was more creative, longer, roomier, and just had all the fun factor to it. And the Spring Mushroom. Many people thought so too, as it sold an astounding 12.80 million copies. Mario goes to visit the Star Festival at Peach's castle, while Bowser comes down and has festival in the stars. He takes the whole castle and flies off to the universe. Mario attempts to follow, but is quickly shut down by Kamek. He lands on a mysterious island in the stars, and he meets a wife, Princess Rosalina. You progress through the game by heading to different galaxies and collecting stars. At the end of each region would be a boss fight, typically against Bowser Jr. When he is defeated, you will be awarded a power star used to power your ship, the Comet Observatory. When all 5 power stars are collected, you head to the big bad Bowser and whoop his ass. Overall, Mario Galaxy is... Hold on, who's rummaging through my trash?
Oh, crap. Hi, I'm Jimco Films. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I do tell my clients to take morphine. And while they're at it, they might as well play Mario Galaxy, because it's the best game on the Wii and one of my favorite games of all time. From the level design, to the music, to the story, to the whole setup and everything, it is as close to perfection as you can get in my eyes. It's so good, in fact, I made a whole video talking about it. Just beware, the awful haircut.
Mario Galaxy is one of the greatest games of all time, and it makes me sick that people hate it. It's hard to come off such a great game like Mario Galaxy, but 2008, it came down hard. With a recession. Mario Kart Wii was the first game to introduce plastic.
A variety of control choices, including a franchise first, a custom Wii wheel that makes its debut with Mario Kart for Wii.
How do you think they reacted in their heads?
It's plastic.
Released in April of 2008, Mario Kart Wii took the world by storm. You couldn't even think about this game before it got sold out. Though this game was very hard to find, it was average at best.
I said it. I said it. My money, my opinion.
Sure, the game was a hell of a good time, but there were a few flaws. These items were very odd. The lightning cloud was a little thing that floated on top of your head, and if you didn't get rid of it in a certain amount of time, it would shock you. That's like a personal blue shell. Who the hell would want that? But then there's the actual blue shell that sits on top of your head and taunts you before making you cry. And the PAL block. You had to shake your Wii remote in order not to get hit. Now this looks super normal when your parents catch you playing this game. But the star of the show was the Wii wheel. This game came packaged with the plastic shaped like a steering wheel that would make the game more immersive to play.
I'm sorry, officer. What do you mean my license got suspended? I was playing Mario Kart.
This hunk of plastic had a hole for the Wii pointer and a slot for the B button. Sure, it's fun to use, but come on, it's plastic. Why do I need the compatible with Wii wheel badge on the games? In the end, Mario Kart Wii was average at best. Wait, never mind. Funky Kong! Super Smash Bros. Brawl happened. Yeah, it was just there. And it was rated T for some reason. I never had Smash Brawl, but I played at a friend's house, and yeah, that's a Smash Bros. Game, alright.
2008 was an alright year. You know, you got Mario Kart Wii, Animal Crossing City Folk, and Wii Music. Again?
Wii Music is a terrible game.
Thank you. I'm a man of culture.
In October of 2008, Wii Music was released to the public with a standing ovation from nobody. You would use the Wii Remote's buttons or motion inputs to play instruments. Why? This isn't fun, or accurate, or any of that. I have this because it says Wii on it.
Hold it there, you untalented f***. I'm the one who bought Wii Music. And no, I'm not on morphine when I say that. This game sure as hell is close to opioids, though. Like, what was Nintendo thinking? Like, okay, I get the Wii Sports and the Wii Play, but really? They thought the next step was Wii Music? Like, what the hell is this?
In 2009 is when Nintendo came down with some quality. New Super Mario Bros. Wii came out, Wii Fit Plus got a release, you got Punch-Out and Metroid Prime Trilogy, but one game reigned supreme.
Wii Sports Resort is in my top 3 games of all time, no contest. Now instead of 5 games, we have 12. Too many rundowns, so let me give you my games. Swordplay was an easy way to relieve stress. Use the Wii Remote to swing and slap the living out of Ryan. Frisbee was an enjoyable game that was peaceful enough. Frisbee Dog was when you threw the Frisbee at the beach and your dog would catch it in different regions for more points. Frisbee Golf is pretty self-explanatory. Just Frisbee to the goal. Table tennis was a high-intense game I would play. Just hitting the ball back and forth felt impactful and nice. and I'm not just saying this because I'm Asian. Air Sports was the best game to play when I wanted to feel peaceful. Fly around Woohoo Island for 2 minutes and enjoy the scenery that standard 480p could offer. But let me tell you, basketball? This was my sport. You had 2 options for basketball, a 3-point contest and a pickup game. The 3-point contest had you shoot 5 racks of 5 balls from each section of the court at the 3-point line. A pickup game was a short little one-net game. Dribble to the rim, sinking shots, and slapping people in the face.
In the end, Wii Sports Resort gets a 10 out of 10 in my books. Some may say this one's worse than the first one, which I can see, but no, I don't actually see it. This one's just so much better.
This game also came bundled in with a small little device required to play the game. This was known as the Wii Motion Plus. This is attached to the bottom of the Wii Remote where the nunchuck would usually go, and gave the Wii Remote a gyroscope, which made the Wii Remote much more responsive. Multiple games were also compatible with the Wii Motion Plus, and some flat out required the Wii Motion Plus, but Wii Sports Resort is the best example.
I'm giving a shout out to New Super Mario Bros. Wii over here. This is the first game I ever remember playing. It was fun too. It came bundled with my red Wii. Anyways, 2010.
A year after doing something amazing as 2009 would be hard to beat, but in 2010, it delivered pretty well. The sequel to Mario Galaxy was finally released, and it was pretty good. That's about it. New characters, Yoshi's here, different techniques, but nothing much to see. Donkey Kong Country returns 11 years after DK64 with the fitting name, Donkey Kong Country Returns. First new jump back into the series was enough to bring the series some great games with a later release of Tropical Freeze, also funky. But let me tell you about a game that's been with me all the way. Sonic Colors. The game was introduced back in 2013 by my cousin, and since then, my life has been happier. Here and there. This 2D Sonic game was my favorite for the longest time, and for 3 specific reasons. 1, the colors themselves. The wisps were one of the greatest things that Sega ever put into a Sonic game. And then wouldn't stop. But the wisps and colors were just special. They had their own way of doing things. The powers would vary from a laser beam to a spike to a literal beast. 2, the story. Yeah, it's pretty stupid, but as a kid, cut me some slack. Eggman creates an interstellar amusement park to try and kill Sonic once and for all. Using the wisp as energy, he intends to create the ultimate weapon. The story progresses through the boss fights that are good, but are either too easy or reused. Also, Sonic saying no.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
He lives in my head rent-free. And 3, the worlds. The worlds were so playful and beautiful, seeing how underpowered the Wii actually is. My personal favorite was the planet Wisp, a home to all the wisps that the game lets you use. But it was also being destroyed by Eggman, so what do? Nothing. But it's a fun world. In the end, I got my nostalgia goggles on way too tight, and I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10.
A nostalgia-filled year in 2010 with the greatest game of all time, Sonic Colors, coming out. However, this was the downfall of the Wii. Nintendo's new console, the 3DS and the Wii U, were on the horizon, and well, 2011? It was actually pretty good. 2011 came with the beginning of the Zelda timeline with the release of Skyward Sword. You can remember this happening at E3 when the controller wasn't working.
In front of you. さあこれで剣の動きを見てください。横に。横に。
And you can see the sword following my movements one to one.
Man, the Wii brings back memories. Released in November 2011, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was released, a game that began the timeline that all of the Zelda games would follow. The game begins in Skyloft, a floating city above the clouds, though later you get onto the ground. The main villain here is Demise, the big bad of the Zelda timeline. Spoiler alert, he dies, but before he dies, he said he would be reincarnated in the form of Ganon, the well-known Zelda villain. In the end, the game sold around 3 million units. Not so great, but would get a remaster on the Switch that sold to similar numbers.
So many great games in 2011 with pretty good sales numbers, like Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Skyward Sword, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and Wii Play Motion. It's back!
Ah yes, the sequel to one of the best-selling games of all time for some reason. Wii Play came out back in 2006 to an astounding...
Why?
Yep, it has a sequel. Coming off one of the best-selling games of all time is pretty hard, so naturally the game sold around 1.12 million units.
Not the greatest year in sales, but good enough. And 2012 came with everyone's favorite commercial failure, the Wii U, which spelled the beginning of the end for the Wii.
Nintendo was of course focusing on the Wii U, which meant first-party titles were slim to none. Kirby's Dream Collection and, Mario Party 9.
There were other games coming out after the Wii's official death, like Just Dance and Just Dance. And in 2020, the Wii's final game was released. Just Dance 2020.
Now the Wii had its own shop with some banging music. Using the Wii Shop points, you can get Virtual Console games, shovelware, WiiWare, and shovelware. There was the Mii channel with some more music. This was the introduction to the Mii's, creatable characters that were all about making it look like you. And oh my god, people took advantage of this thing. Many other channels were available, but who gives a
The Wii brings back so many memories as a kid. So how about the sequel? Oh.